Guys, it's been a while since we've done anything with Big Green here on the channel. Big Green, guys, for any of you guys at home, is my X-Maxx Ultimate 2024 edition. Huge history behind this truck, and yeah, it means a lot to me, this one. Done tons of upgrades, thoroughly enjoyed it, literally handed it its backside every time it's gone out, and yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Now, one of the issues with this truck in particular is the drive shafts. The drive shafts have a tendency to bend in on heavy landings or maybe a side impact. M2C's got you covered, guys. They've actually sent over the 1163 Monster Outdrive kit for me to try out. Now, these essentially are heavily upgraded drive shafts, and I'm going to show you how to fit them in this video, and then we're going to take the truck out for a run. Come on in, let's dive down. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Chris with a C. Hope you are doing well. Thank you very much for joining me today. Guys, as I mentioned in the start of the video, the X-Maxx Ultimate, or X-Maxx platform, should we call it, because obviously there's many different versions of the same truck at the moment. You've got the X Monster, you've got the Ultimate, obviously you've got this standard edition, all absolutely epic trucks. I thoroughly enjoyed this one, and I've spent a little bit of time kind of fine-tuning it, making it my own. It got a big history with this truck in particular. It was a present from a good friend of mine, and it actually meant something. Essentially this truck was to kind of remember his dad. Now, I have always wanted the X-Maxx, and honestly, since owning it, it is 110% my favourite truck. Now, one of the issues with this truck in particular, all right, is the drive shafts have a tendency of bending. Now, the issue, what happens is when the truck either comes down, let's say you have a bad landing, those drive shafts can bend on an impact. Now, what happens, the arm flexes, and obviously that presses against the side of the gearbox case and obviously the outdrive, and then the drive shaft gives way before anything else. So you end up with a warped drive shaft, and instead of it being nice and straight, it kind of flaps around like a skipping rope and makes all sorts of weird noises. You don't want that. Obviously you can straighten drive shafts, yes, but they're never quite right, unless you're like a metal worker. Unfortunately, it can be a bit of a problem. Now, M2C being the company they are, synonymous when it comes to the bashing world, probably the best on the market. I will say make some absolutely epic parts. Now, Avery and the gang reached out to me, asked me did I want to have a look at this little upgrade that they come up with. Now, a little bit late to the party because I've been kind of working through various different videos, but they sent over the 1163 Monster Outdrive kit. Now, these are very thick drive shafts, guys, that will stop the issue with you bending your drive shafts, okay? So if you do have a bad landing, you should be covered with these. What I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to rearrange the camera now, and I'll show you obviously how to install them, things to look out for, because the drive shafts you do have to put obviously together with a little bit of Loctite, and I'll explain everything in the down low section in this video in a sec. But yeah, massive thank you to M2C for sending these over. We will be fitting them to the car. I'll be charging up. I've got a new set of packs, care of Hobby King. They sent them over. They're lithium high voltage packs. We take it out in the truck. We'll go and take it for a bit of a rip. Come on, let's go down. Right, okay, so as you can see, I've taken the wheel off the X-Maxx here, guys, just to kind of show you basically the difference between the drive shafts. Now, the kit, as I mentioned, all right, is the part number 1163. These are the X Monster Outdrives, obviously from M2C. They are a hardened steel, guys. Very kind of, as you can see, they've got this kind of strengthened section in the center. Very nice looking. Now, you will, one thing to mention here, you will need to obviously put your outdrive pins in here, okay? The beauty of it is if you do snap one, you can replace them, and I'll show you how to do that in a sec. Now, quickly, kind of to put this in perspective, all right, I have got my vernier calipers here just to show you. They're only a cheap set, but that's all I need them for. Let's zero that out. The battery's on its way out, unfortunately. Right. Okay, so thickness of this outdrive is, in the center, let's call it 10. Yeah, there you go. Well, 9.8 is what this is coming up with. Though, there you go. Just under 10. All right. Now, So 10 is obviously the upgraded part, obviously the thickness. The standard outdrive here, all right, let's just quickly zero this back out again. There you go, zeroed. We're going to measure 5.4, guys. So quite a big difference here. Just kind of go back over it. As you can see, 10 mil. So they're nearly double in size, in thickness. Now, when I say that you've got to kind of make them up, guys, as you can see, you've got your outdrive pins here. You've got a series of hex screws. I believe these are 2.5. I'll show you in a moment. But what you will need to do is obviously put your hex pin in. All right. And then what you do then is you'll see a little... I don't know if the camera will pick that up a second. Let's see if it'll zoom in. There you go. That's probably better. Okay, so see the burr inside there? That is where you would install your screws. Just possibly see it through there. Your pin would slide through, and then obviously you're adding your hex screws top and bottom. Now, just a little tip. Get yourself a gas lighter. Something I picked up off Aldo Loyal, and essentially what we're going to do is we're just going to cure the hex screws once you put them in. Going to pause 2 seconds. Right, okay, so make sure you got some thread lock, guys. I got this lock and seal from Sterling. Works really well. I've used it on all my vehicles. Loctite or anything like that. Basically a good thread locker. And get yourself a little gas lighter, and this will help with the curing process with the outdrive pins. I'm just going to open the package up here, and I'll explain why in a moment. Now, what I will say to you, the thread locker I learned off a friend of mine is something called an anaerobic fluid, and what that essentially means is it cures with well, let me just show you this actually. So if you can see, guys, see they've got the little notch each side. All right, and that is obviously for your hex pin to go on. So pop it through like so. Make sure you got it dead center. So that is about right. And then what we're going to do is take one of these screws. So let's just have a quick look what size it is. Okay, so 2 mil driver. All right, and then we're going to add thread lock to this. So give it a bit of a shake. I'm going to add it onto. There you go. And then we're just going to roll in like so. Don't need a great deal. And then make sure you're centered on that pin. And that is one. Like so. And it should, what will happen is the hex screw will kind of sit down in the slot. There won't be any poking out. As you notice, I just adjusted it. And what I'm going to do now with the torch is essentially apply some heat to burn off the excess. Right, that's one side. Now again, okay. And then burning off this side as well. It was a little tip that I picked up off Aldo, and that should help cure. And as you can see, there's your drive pin, guys. If you feel it, there should not be any of these hex screws poking out, because what will happen, they'll interfere with the outdrive. All right, so that is that there. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do now is obviously I'm going to take the hub section off here. As you can see, I have got mine captured. All right, so I'm going to take mine off, And then we're going to remove, obviously, this section, and we need to attach it to the outdrive cup, which is inside. So as you can see, I've dropped everything out of the hub. Obviously undone the hinge pins top and bottom here. And then what I've done, guys, is, and be careful when you're removing, is not to lose this clip off the front of the hex. And then remove your hex itself. On mine, I'm using the GPM 12mm hex extenders. I've used these from day one, and yeah, actually they've been spot on. Now, obviously, to get that section on there is a little pin here. So all we're going to do is drop the pin out like so. That will then release the drive shaft. Now you are going to be using this section there, which is this kind of inner piece, obviously where the pin goes through. And then we get our drive shaft, guys. Okay. We're now going to need to drop that back inside the M2C Monster Outdrives, as you can see. And then we're going to put this section back on like so. So that is now held back on. As you can see, that's all in one piece. And that should be ready for you to now install back on the vehicle. So easy process to get it back in. Easy. All we're going to do is drop it in the back of the hub. Like so. And then drive shaft in. Very easy upgrade to do. And then remember, if you're using someone like myself, the larger hinge pins I've always had at the bottom. Let me just check which one's which. Right, there you go. There you go. So the longer one is at the bottom. Now, if you're using a standard X-Maxx, guys, I don't expect you to have the captured hinge pins, but I will say to you, it is something that you definitely want to kind of look at. Captured hinge pins have saved me so much hassle. Yeah, funny thing is, on my XRT recently, we were at the Rebel base, bashing with Grum and a few others. And yeah, what happened was the hinge pin came out. Now, luckily, it went back in straight away. But yeah, if you can do the upgrade on the hinge pins, it's definitely worth doing. I would kind of prioritize that as your first upgrade. There you go. We don't want it too tight. Just check it all moves about. It's all free. I normally back it off just by a turn. So your steering isn't binding up in any shape or form. And there you go, that's all rolling around. And then the top part, and I'll show you the drive shafts in a sec. They're a hell of an upgrade. So that is now going on. Like so. Let me just check that I put them in the right place. Ah, right. See, no, I've made a mess up here. It's the larger hinge pins at the top and smaller hinge pins down the bottom is the way I've got it. So let me just rectify that quickly. The good thing is, just by addressing two little things on each corner here, you will have a lot more kind of run time and less hassles. But these Monster Outdrives, I will say, are beefy as hell, guys. Honestly, they're massive. When you consider, you know, it's almost double the size of what a standard one is. I mean, goes without saying. And they're hardened. So, here you go. Just going to do that up like so. And then I back it off by a turn. Same on the bottom. There you go. Right. And then, is it that one? No, it is that one. So that is in there nicely. Then we put our hex back on. Oh, sorry, because I'm using the extenders, sheath, And then we go, which side? It is that side. And then we reapply our clip. Now, careful when you're putting these clips on, guys. They're absolute pain in the backside. They can't. There you go. Mine's gone on lovely though. So let's just quickly pause, and I'll show you the difference. Right, guys. Okay. So as you can see, I have got the drive shafts installed. I gotta say, mind. Look at this. They're massive, guys. Again, huge difference in them. So they're all installed on all four corners now, so everything's all in. What I'm going to do now is obviously pop the wheels back on. It's raining at the moment, so I'm probably going to have to take this for a little run maybe tomorrow or the day after, but yeah, should make a hell of a difference. Obviously these drive shafts. So the thing is, see guys, is obviously the weight of this vehicle, you're looking around about 24 pounds in weight. Which is, you know, it's a fair old, you know, piece of equipment, this. And obviously by the time you add upgrades, it might even be a little bit heavier than that. But yeah, on a side impact then, obviously this drive shaft will bend you. And obviously make sure you're capturing the hinge pins as well. It's a good idea. But yeah, awesome upgrade. Like I say, the part number is 1163. Yeah, awesome. Right, okay, so we're at the bash spot, guys. Got Big Green with me. So just quickly, by the way, I am using the stock electrics back in the truck again. Just felt that I didn't really need to have that Max 6. I could repurpose that into one of my other trucks. Now obviously I am going to have my LVC is going to be slightly higher now. It's not the end of the world though. I have got my Radio Link handset still on there. So today, not really jumping it or anything like that, as you know, but I have got the drive shafts in there underneath, and I have got a brand new set of batteries I'm going to be testing out on the vehicle as well. Now, to get it to the bash box, I don't like carrying this truck because it's massive. I have got my DXF 6500. I believe these are, what are they, 100C batteries, not normal lipos. Let's just put the handset on. Maybe to X-Maxx Ultimate, yeah, lovely. Turn the car on. We're good. Right, we have power. Lovely. Now the downside to this is now the servo is only running at 6 volts. Put the body back on. Absolutely love this truck. Really like it. Now I did plan on going to Old Dusty, guys. Many of you guys know I've got several different bash spots, but unfortunately I got up there and there was a bunch of guys there with pit bikes and with their kids, so yeah, I didn't want to interrupt them. So we've come to Dusty 2.0. Let's get the car out. Oh, lovely. Adjust the head cam. Oh, a bit too much. There you go. Right, lock the car up. Perfect. Let's walk the truck up to. So what I'm looking for today is the drive shafts to be spot on, which I'm sure they will. You know, M2C drive shafts. Honestly, such an epic truck, these X-Maxes. Definitely my favourite truck, this one. Between all the upgrades we got in there, mind, I'll be honest with you, it's It's a tough old cookie, this truck. The Ultimate's a good truck anyway, but yeah, like I say, a few added touches. Huge thank you to M2C for sending these parts out. I will be doing more testing, but did plan on, as I say, taking it to what I call Dusty 2.0, sorry, Old Dusty, but unfortunately, yeah, there was loads of people there. Now, the floor, guys, is saturated, so this is definitely going to be a clean-up mission on this one. But yeah, absolutely filthy. Cool truck, the X-Maxx, honestly. Badass truck. Sledgehammer's gripping like mad. Down to the bottom. Right, let's pause 2 seconds, put my bags over here. Right, let's give this a blast. So the gearing, for people who don't know, I got the 50-20 gearing, hardened gearing in there. Vitavon spiral cut gears. Vitavon drive shaft. Trying to think what else we got. Still running the stock electrics, GPM M bell. Got some different fans on there, but it's the presence about this truck, honestly. It's just got that crazy kind of big ass truck vibe going on. Bit daft, bit stupid, not particularly, doesn't really handle perfect. But my god, I love it. Epic. And they just take everything in his stride. King of the bashes, guys, honestly. Just a cool truck. Pin it. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I will put a link in the description where you can actually pick obviously these drive shafts up. The beauty of them is obviously, like I say, durability, because unfortunately the stock drive shafts, look at all the water flicking up. I'm definitely gonna have a clean up mission, aren't I? Right, I think what we'll do is pull it in now and we'll swap it over to these new Turnergy batteries. Wicked truck. Right, let's go and put the new batteries in because I want to keep these for driving it back. I don't fancy picking this one up today. But yeah. Honestly, definitely one of my favourite trucks this. Like I say, my favourite, I should say. But it's a lot of money. For anyone who's on the fence about buying one, just go ahead and get it. I'm trying to think quickly what upgrades I got on here. So I have M2C Driveshafts, as we mentioned. We've got the Vitavon lower hinge pin holders, front and rear. The Vitavon spiral cut gearing, front and rear. Input and crown. And then the Vitavon drive shaft in the centre. Garage life battery straps. Captured the hinge pins, front and rear. Garage life bumper springs. Trying to think what else. Oh, obviously the hardened pinion and spur. And GPM end bell. And running the radio link handset. I'm going to pause. Right, okay, so these are the batteries I've just been running, guys. These are the DXF 6500s. Now, batteries I'm going to be using are, if I can find them, these Turnigy lithium high voltage 8400 100C batteries. They were sent over for the purpose of me trying them out. The good thing is about this is obviously you're going to have extended runtime and more power. Now, anyone who doesn't kind of understand, lithium high voltage, guys, you charge them up to 4.35 per cell. What that actually does is give you more punch. So essentially is you're a little bit more than what a standard 4S would be. Different battery chemical makeup, and obviously the beauty of it is with the larger pack you're gonna have better runtime and more power. I will put a link in the description where you can save yourself a few pound on them as well. Like I say, this I am sponsored by them, so affiliated link is in the description, guys. Obviously the channel does get a little bit of kickback, which helps towards making these videos. Right, okay, turn the car on. Right, so we have got power. Put the body on. Oh. Right, let's get going. So I'm hoping to see now. Oops, Christ, there you go, just dropped my hands out on the floor. That's not a good idea. Yeah, I'm hoping to see now a little bit more extra oomph out of the batteries and a bit more runtime. Right. Very nice. Right, take it out yet. Plenty to get up and go in her. Right down to the tree, flat out, loads of standing water, not great. I'm gonna have to dry these wheels out. Honestly, and this is why I kind of love them. You can see them from a mile off for a start, these big trucks. And yeah. Definitely got more sense of urgency with the batteries. And that's not something that's in my head there, I've noticed. There's more pony, that's for sure. Let's bring it across. It's very wet here today. Absolutely adore the X-Maxx. Just takes everything in his stride. Oh, by the way, I'm using the GPM hub extenders as well. So it's got a little bit of a wider stance, this one, which obviously helps with cornering, which it's not something you associate normally with an X-Maxx, but that's the way I wanted the truck to perform. And yeah, very happy with it. Everyone I've given a go of with this truck, I've been quite happy with it, to be honest with you. So, you know, is it a bad thing? Hell no. Because the X-Maxx does tell. Oh, also running new, another thing, the Vitavan dual stage springs on there, and that is probably one of the biggest upgrades I've done, because it just, the truck doesn't fall over on itself anymore. Let's give it a blast up. All right. Ooh. Let's flip it back over. Right. But yeah, very happy with the way it's performing. Straight down the field. Try not to turn the steering wheel too quickly, so stop your grip rolling. Down to the bottom. Whoop, nearly on two wheels. Very wet and muddy. Very wet and muddy. On the brakes then. Honestly, truly epic truck. Nice. Get out on the concrete tree. I love how punchy the truck is feeling off those LIHV batteries, mind. I don't know, there's just something over the XRT for me personally. The XRT is an awesome truck, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's just every time I pick up the X-Maxx, I'm having fun. I'm going to run it up now. I'm back down again. Gentleman up there with his dog, and I wanted to make sure I didn't get interfere. Lovely. Back end broke loose then. Oh, big puddle. Big puddle. Oh no, another big puddle. I'll tell you one thing, mine's definitely cold here today. So what's your favourite truck, guys? What is your favourite truck? I mean, you kind of know what mine are. Let me know in the comments. Doesn't have to be expensive. You just tell me which is your favourite and why. Because despite me adoring this truck, I've got so many favourites that I run on a regular basis, and for different reasons. I mean, as I mentioned, this is my go anywhere, do anything truck, and yeah, just have a lot of fun with it. Then I've got race kits that I like using. Down to the bottom, whoop, two-wheel action going on there. And I suppose one of the reasons why I like these large trucks and running them the way I do, it kind of keeps me on my toes, because they're not particularly known for good handling. I can't wait for the dusty season to come back though. Just a cool truck. Wouldn't mind getting down to see my friend Robbie and Temby as well. Take this down with me and just have a rip around on the beach. Oh, a bit of an endo. Epic. I want to say a massive thank you guys, obviously, for watching all the videos, all like, shares and subscribes. Honestly, just wicked to have you come along. Like I say, I don't do this to be rich. I do this because this is my hobby, and it makes me feel a lot better when I'm out and about, clear mind, enjoying the trucks, having fun. I enjoy the research inside of it, the community, getting to know people. Yeah, it's just a good hobby, this one, to be in. There are some arseholes out there, don't get me wrong, but that's up to them. Let them be arseholes, I suppose. Whoop. And that is LVC. But Driveshafts are holding up well. I do feel like this is definitely going to need a bit of a clean, because the back end of that truck is absolutely minging. Whoop. What's that? No, that's battery. Right, let's bring it over here. Oh. Oh. It's a heavy old truck to carry though. Let's feel the motor, shall we? Where's the motor at? Can's actually not too bad. So, batteries. Oh, that's strange. Weird one. Let's unplug it. Is it something? Is there something to do with the batteries? Let's just have a look quickly. Have a look. Is it just a case of the batteries are done? I don't think so, because surely it would have gone into LVC. 3.6. Oh yeah, so it is batteries. So yeah, batteries. It's gone into LVC, but because we're using the lithium high voltage, yeah, happy days. I'm going to pause 2 seconds. We timed that just right. There's a bit of rain coming in, guys, as you can see. I'm going to swap the other batteries back over to get it back to the car. But a huge thank you, obviously, M2C, for sending over those drive shafts. Beauty of this now, guys, is this is ready for the likes of me heading towards Penalta, so I'm going to have to arrange with the boys going to see him. Plenty of poke and power from the Turnkey Rapid batteries, the lithium high voltage, so it's going to take me a little bit of time to break those in, because batteries don't perform to their best straight away. But link will be in description. Go save yourself a few £, if you are interested in buying a set of these. What I want to do now, as I mentioned, is get this truck out and up to Penalta, have a bit of fun. Yeah, go enjoy jumping with the boys, or blasting around on the flats. But yeah, great truck, a lot of fun. Let me just try this now. Is the truck? There you go. Yeah, so it's batteries. So that's stuttering. I'm going to put the lid back on. I'm going to run the truck for a second. I'll see you in a second. Right, okay, so as we're walking back down to the car, guys, let's just quickly talk why you should possibly look at these drive shafts. Right, think of it this way. Everything that I do to my trucks isn't necessarily because I'm going to be the biggest sender or the fastest along the floor, or all it is about is, oh hang on, I think we've got a loose wheel nut there. Is that loose? Nope, not loose. No, I think that's fine. Essentially it is about just making this truck last for as long as I can possibly make it, to stop me having problems when I'm out. And let's be honest, drive shaft, you're not going to straighten it out when you're out and about you. So you could be out with your truck, whoa, that's a curb. People coming up with their dogs by here. But yeah, epic truck. I have a lot of fun with this one. Nice, Pat. Give it a race, go on. Alright, yeah. Right guys, okay, welcome back. X-Maxx Ultimate, what an epic truck, eh? Look, there's a reason why this truck is my favourite, and it's just because every time I take it out, it puts a smile on my face and just performs exactly how I want to. And these minor little tweaks, I know I touched on it just now, I mentioned about it. There may only be little bits and bobs here and there, and the thing is, the whole point with doing these upgrades is durability. Durability is a massive thing, and you want to be able to take your truck out, have a bit of peace of mind, and think, well, you know, I'm going to have fun today, and it's not going to cost me a fortune. The truck has already cost me a fair bit to upgrade and do all the upgrades, so therefore, when I'm out, I'm going to be able to take it home, give it a clean, and enjoy it. And that is the key to it, is quality of life improvements, I think, is the best way of putting it. Each time you take it out, the truck performs, and all you kind of waiting for then is things to break due to getting old, parts wearing down, stuff like that. M2C do an absolutely cracking kind of research and development when it comes to things like this, and essentially I always sent them as before they actually came out. Just took me a little bit of time to get around to actually installing them, so a huge thank you to Avery and the gang for sending them over. Guys, links will be in description. I've been on about it loads, but what's next for this truck, really, to be honest with you, is just run it, keep running it, keep enjoying it, and just have a lot of fun. Those Turnkey Rapid batteries, I gotta say, definitely felt like they had more kick to them, and I noticed when we were going flat out, now I didn't put a GPS on, but I did notice when we were going flat out, it did seem quicker. Now that could be kind of what's the word for it, in my mind, you know, something that I've thought about, you know, unless I put a GPS, I'll never know. But yeah, you can notice that, you know, the truck has a definite sense of urgency to it, so that's good. The truck overall though, very, very happy with the way this truck performs. Still waiting for these ESCs. Everyone has told me these ESCs are absolutely rubbish. Still though, still the stock ESC, still performing. Get the firmware updates and I think you're golden. Overall though, I think it's just more of a case now of keeping it maintained, keeping it clean, and just going out and enjoying the truck. So huge thank you for watching all the videos. Obviously all the likes, shares and subscribes go on the channel, guys. Absolutely amazing, thank you very much. For you guys in the community, awesome. Right, till next time, enough of me doing this. Check the box for more videos. Stay awesome, I'll catch you later.